Are you old enough to remember Sears Wish Book? I see some nods from the older folks. For those not in the know, they were Christmas toy catalogs that Sears would send out every year. My daddy, he had a whole box of them in our attic, and from when he was a kid, and I found them years ago, and I asked him about them, and he said, when you're poor, you can't afford no toys, pictures of toys will work just fine. You got an hour and a good imagination, and you all set. So, that was my daddy in that old house on Franklin, sitting on the floor with that book in his lap, dreaming about toys. In the box, in the attic, he had 10 years of books, and it's freaking crazy watching the toys change over time, going from G.I. Joe to Batman to Micronauts. And that's an important shift, because you went from real, ordinary human soldiers to superheroes to I don't know, man. You went from soldiers to superheroes to robots, right? Soldiers to superheroes to robots. Like, you pushing violence further away from real world implications. Like, it's separate from everyday experience. It becomes cartoonish, bloodless. And a few pages past those action figures every year, there were toy guns. Rifles, mostly during the early 60s, then handguns, then machine guns started. Every year, pages of guns. Except for the 1968 Wish Book, no guns in that one, and it took a minute to do the math, and I realized that's the year Dr. King and Robert Kennedy were shot. They took him out of the book because that year no kid should be wishing for a gun on Christmas morning. But the thing is, you don't gotta wish for a gun in Baltimore. You gotta wish for food and heat and schools, but guns we got. And guns, what I wanna talk about today. Toy guns that, when I was a kid, looked real as hell. You could go to the pharmacy and buy a black plastic BB gun and a shoulder holster, and I did. I walked around with that shit hidden under my jacket like I was a secret agent. I'd surprise my friends by drawing down on them out of nowhere. I practiced in front of my mirror. Secret agent Alfonso Haynes. Then they started putting little orange caps on the muzzles. But you could just snap that shit off and it was back to soldiers and secret agents. Then they made the whole barrel orange and we were all pissed because they ruined our toys. That's until Ernie got shot. We were coming out of the park and we just got done playing G.I. Joe, and we've been fighting all day because I was like, we can't both be Roadblock, Ernie. Besides, I can rhyme better than you and you a nerd, so you be Doc. And he was always Doc, so it pissed him off. So we were arguing. He still had his gun in his hand, and I bent down and tied my shoe, and he was so mad. He didn't stop and wait, and just a few feet ahead of me, and I didn't hear the cops. I didn't hear a siren. I just heard a shot, and saw Ernie crumple to the ground. Agitated black man with a gun. That was the call. The cops got a call. Agitated black man with a gun. 11-year-old black kid with a cap gun with a bright orange tip who was mad because he had to play the medic. We made him the medic because he was going to be a doctor one day. We all knew it. It could have been Roadblock. I mean, corny Roadblock, yeah, but could have let him have it. What the hell is fantasy if you can't be the tough guy, the badass? Every once in a while, at least. We didn't know that was going to be his last day. We made it a happy one. But I'm not here to talk about Ernie, Jason, or Nonso, or any of the others that came after that. I'm not here to talk about the way our childhoods just kind of rattled apart like an old cartoon jalopy that gets to shaking the coffin so bad that it falls to pieces underneath the driver. I'm here to talk about the current state of Baltimore. I'm here to talk about my little brother Darnell. A man. A goddamn man too old to play with guns. 2 years out of college. A man with a job. But when he got a bullet because he was coming out of the grocery store, because he matched the description, cops found a toy gun on his person. A shooting that was tragic but justified. What's a grown man doing with a toy gun? You might be wondering. Well, it turns out we had cops here in Baltimore driving around with toy guns in their cars in case they shoot the wrong person. Let that sink in. They are planting toy guns on dead bodies. After Ernie got shot, I let Darnell be whoever he wanted, play with whoever he wanted. I kept my guns out of his hands as much as possible when I did my damnedest to never make him appear agitated or older than his years. And still, done it by a plastic gun. Think black kids got more toy guns than white kids? Nah. But we're the only ones getting shot. Do y'all know where the name Darnell comes from? I looked it up. It's a plant that grows next to wheat in the fields. It's thought to have medicinal uses. It can be cultivated on its own, but usually it's just destroyed when the wheat is harvested. In fact, it's in the Bible, where Darnell is referred to as tares in Matthew 13:30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. And it gets me thinking. For every black kid and black man who goes to the ground with a toy gun in his hand, there's a white kid a couple blocks away running and screaming, pointing a cap gun or water pistol at anything that moves. And he gets to go home at the end of the day. This is America, 2018. And we grow up alongside the wheat. But we are burned as the chaff. And this I know, because the Bible says so.